Do you sit on the toilet longer than before? Not because you're constipated, but because your urine just won't flow right. That quiet struggle, the hesitation, the weak stream, the lingering discomfort. It's not something most men talk about. But it's happening more often than you think. And it's not just aging. I'm Dr. James, and in this video, we're going to uncover 10 daily habits that quietly enlarge your prostate over time, and what you can do to stop it without pills or surgery. These are habits most men don't even realize they're doing every day, but your prostate does, and it's been reacting in silence. If you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal one overlooked trigger that even most doctors don't mention. But it could be the real reason you're waking up at night and feeling like you never fully empty. Before we begin, I would appreciate it. If you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the positive energy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Habit number 1, not drinking enough water throughout the day. Many men over 60 don't drink enough water, but they don't realize how quietly dangerous that is. Without enough water, your urine becomes concentrated, irritating the bladder and creating pressure on the prostate. This irritation leads to low-grade inflammation, and over time that constant pressure causes your prostate to swell. You might feel like your bladder never fully empties, or that you need to go more often, especially at night. The tricky part is that after 60, your body stops telling you it's thirsty the way it used to. So if you're waiting until your mouth is dry, it's already too late. Your kidneys are stressed, your bladder becomes more sensitive, and your prostate quietly suffers. I once had a patient named Walter, 74 years old. He hardly drank water because he didn't want to go to the bathroom too much. But that choice made the problem worse. His urine was dark and heavy, and he was waking up 5 times a night to pee. We started small. Just a glass of water in the morning, another before lunch, and a few sips each hour. After 1 week, he only got up twice per night. He said something that stuck with me. I didn't know a little water could help me sleep like a man again. Here's my take. Your body is not asking for gallons, just rhythm. Gentle hydration tells your system you still care. And that message might be the most healing of all. Even a small act like drinking water can restore comfort, strength, and peace. You don't have to fix everything today. Just begin with 1 sip. Habit number 2. Sitting too long without movement. Many older men spend hours sitting each day, in front of the TV at the table or just resting, and they don't realize that stillness creates pressure right on the prostate. When you sit for too long, blood flow to the pelvic area slows down, the muscles tighten, the nerves become irritated, and the prostate begins to swell. Not from disease, but from simple stagnation. Your body was never designed to sit all day. It needs motion, even small ones, to keep circulation alive. A tight pelvis means less oxygen, less flexibility, and more inflammation over time. That's when the urgency comes. That's when the discomfort begins. I worked with a man named Carl. He was 78 and rarely stood up except to eat or use the bathroom. He wasn't in pain, but he always felt like he needed to go, even right after peeing. I told him one simple thing. Every 30 minutes, just stand for 1 minute. Stretch, breathe, look outside. Let your blood move again. 2 weeks later, he said his urgency had dropped and he felt steadier on his feet. Here's my belief. Sitting is not the enemy, but stillness without rhythm is harmful. Your chair should not become your cage. Movement reminds your body it's still alive. You don't need long walks or exercise routines, just tiny shifts, a gentle stretch, a deep breath. They send the message your prostate needs. I am still here, I still want to move. And that message brings life back to your lower body, one quiet moment at a time. Habit number 3, drinking too much caffeine during the day. Caffeine may give you energy, but too much of it can irritate your bladder and overstimulate your urinary system. It increases the urgency and frequency of urination by making the bladder muscles contract more often. And when this happens over and over, it also creates pressure on the prostate, making it swell slowly over time, especially if your prostate is already sensitive. Caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it pulls water from your body, which adds to dehydration. That dark morning coffee or energy drink might help you stay awake, but it could also be what's keeping you up at night, running to the bathroom again and again. I remember Mr. Henry, 69 years old, still working part-time and drinking 3 cups of coffee every morning and 2 more in the afternoon. He said he couldn't focus without it, but he also admitted he was peeing almost every hour and waking up 3 times a night. We tried something different. Half decaf in the morning, water between cups, and no caffeine after 2 p.m. 1 week later, he said, "I'm finally sleeping like I used to, and I don't feel like I'm chasing the bathroom all day." Here's what I believe. Coffee is not the enemy, but like anything powerful, it must be respected. Not every man needs to quit, but every man needs to listen to how his body responds. Small changes, like switching to herbal tea or reducing that extra afternoon cup, can give your prostate the space to breathe again. Balance is not punishment. It's permission for your body to rest, recover, and return to rhythm. Habit number 4, eating too much spicy or processed food. What you eat doesn't just affect your stomach, it speaks directly to your prostate. Spicy foods, processed meats, and salty packaged snacks all have something in common. They cause low-grade inflammation in your body, and the prostate is one of the first places to feel that heat. It becomes more sensitive, more swollen, more reactive to pressure and bladder signals. That's why so many men over 60 report more urgency and discomfort after eating spicy or greasy meals. These foods also raise your sodium and toxin levels, which affects hormone balance and causes fluid retention that adds even more stress to your pelvic organs. The problem isn't just the spice, it's the combination of chemicals, salt, and preservatives that your body struggles to filter. I once worked with a retired chef named Tony. He was 72 and proud of his spicy cooking. He loved his hot wings and cured sausages, but his nighttime trips to the bathroom were starting to wear him down. I didn't ask him to give it all up, just to try 1 week with gentler food. We swapped spicy meats for grilled fish, added more greens and fruit. Within 5 days, his urgency calmed down, and he said, "I still love flavor, but now I love sleep more." Here's what I believe. Food is a message. Every bite tells your body what to expect next. And when you choose healing foods, your body listens with relief. You don't have to give up what you love, but maybe give your prostate a break from the fire. Your meals can still have warmth, spice, and joy, just without the inflammation that keeps you up at night. Habit number 5, holding in urine too long. Many men, especially as they age, develop a habit of holding their urine too long. Maybe they're busy, maybe they don't like public restrooms, or maybe they think it's helping train their bladder. But the truth is, this habit puts serious pressure on the bladder and prostate muscles. Over time, that pressure creates tension, inflammation, and leads to an enlarged prostate that struggles to empty fully. When you ignore the signal to go, your bladder stretches beyond what's natural. It thickens the muscle wall and sends false messages to the brain. Your prostate, which sits right below the bladder, becomes trapped in this pressure system and reacts by swelling. This can lead to symptoms like weak flow hesitation and that frustrating feeling of never being fully empty. One of my patients, Alan, was 70 and worked part-time at a museum. He didn't want to interrupt guests or take too many bathroom breaks, so he trained himself to hold it for hours. By the time he came to me, he said, "I feel like I live in the bathroom now." After some testing, we found his bladder wasn't emptying completely, and his prostate had grown more inflamed than expected. I asked him to try one simple shift. Go when you feel the need, even if it seems inconvenient. Within weeks, his symptoms began to ease. Here's my perspective. Your body speaks quietly at first. It says, "Please let me release. Please let me breathe." Ignoring it isn't strength. It's stress. True control comes from listening, not resisting. Answering the call when it comes isn't weakness, it's wisdom, and your prostate will thank you for it. Habit number 6, smoking or regular exposure to secondhand smoke. Smoking doesn't just affect your lungs, it quietly damages your circulation and inflames delicate tissues throughout your body, including your prostate. The chemicals in cigarettes reduce blood flow, narrow vessels, and increase oxidative stress. That means your prostate receives less oxygen, less repair, and more inflammation, even if you don't feel it right away. What many people don't realize is that the prostate is rich in small blood vessels, just like the heart. And when those vessels are damaged, the prostate becomes more sensitive, swollen and reactive to everyday triggers like a full bladder or sitting too long. Even secondhand smoke over time creates similar risks. I once had a patient named Don. He didn't smoke himself, but his wife had for years. They shared a small living space, and over time he started experiencing more frequent urination and pelvic tension. We did all the usual checks, but nothing changed until his wife quit smoking. Within 2 months, his symptoms improved without any medication. That's when I realized how deeply the prostate listens to its environment, even the air you breathe. Here's how I see it. Breathing clean air isn't just about your lungs. It's about sending healing to every cell in your body, especially the quiet ones that don't scream until damage is already done. If you smoke, consider cutting back. If you live with someone who does open the windows, go outside, protect your space. The choice to breathe clean again might be one of the most powerful acts of healing your prostate will ever feel. Habit hack 7. Skipping regular health checkups. Many older men avoid going to the doctor unless something feels really wrong. But the truth is, prostate issues often grow in silence. Long before pain or urgency appears, inflammation may already be building. And by the time symptoms show up, the condition is usually harder to manage. That's why skipping regular checkups is one of the most dangerous habits for prostate health. A simple PSA test or digital rectal exam once a year can catch signs of enlargement or inflammation early before they interfere with your sleep, your energy, or your confidence. And early intervention doesn't mean medication. It often means small changes in diet, movement, and daily rhythm that make a big difference over time. I remember Mr. Lewis. He was 76 and hadn't seen a doctor in over 5 years. He felt fine until one day he couldn't urinate at all. Rushed to the hospital, catheter inserted, panic in his eyes. He said to me, "I didn't think it would happen overnight, but the truth is it didn't. It built quietly, year by year, unnoticed, unseen, untreated. If he had come in just once a year, we could have helped him much sooner and avoided the crisis." Here's what I believe. Going to the doctor isn't about fear. It's about respect for your body. It's about checking in with the one home you'll live in for the rest of your life. A 20-minute appointment could save you years of discomfort or uncertainty. Prevention isn't just medical, it's wisdom in action. A quiet act of love for yourself. Habit number 8. Eating too much red or processed meat. Red meat by itself isn't the enemy, but eating too much of it, especially processed types like bacon, sausage, or deli meat, can quietly contribute to prostate inflammation. These foods are high in saturated fat and compounds that promote chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body over time. This inflammation affects the prostate, making it more swollen, sensitive, and harder to manage. When meat becomes the main feature of every meal and vegetables are just a decoration, the body begins to lose its natural balance. Digestive stress increases, circulation slows, and the hormones that support prostate health begin to shift. Testosterone may drop, estrogen may rise, and the environment around the prostate becomes more reactive. I had a patient named Rick. He was 68, proud of his grilling skills, and loved his burgers, steaks, and ribs. He ate vegetables too, but only when his wife insisted he came to me, complaining about nighttime urination and lower abdominal pressure. We didn't take meat away. We just made it smaller on the plate. We added more greens, beans, and fiber. Within 3 weeks, his symptoms began to ease, and he said, "I never thought a plate full of color could make me feel this clear." Here's my perspective. You don't have to become a vegetarian, but your prostate needs more than just protein. It needs plants, color, antioxidants, and fiber to stay calm and balanced. Meat can be part of a strong life, but balance is the key. Let your meals nourish, not inflame. Let your plate be your medicine and your comfort. Habit number 9. Carrying too much belly fat. As men age, it's common to gain weight around the midsection. But belly fat isn't just about appearance. It's biologically active. It produces inflammatory chemicals called cytokines that disrupt hormone balance and increase the risk of prostate enlargement. This internal inflammation spreads quietly, affecting nearby organs including the bladder and prostate, making symptoms like urgency, weak flow, and frequent urination worse. Belly fat also lowers testosterone and increases estrogen tipping, the hormonal balance that keeps the prostate calm and controlled. The more fat that accumulates, the more the body becomes inflamed and unbalanced from the inside out. I worked with a man named George, 71 years old. Kind, generous, but tired all the time. He wasn't obese, but he had a growing belly that made him feel heavy and disconnected. He complained of pressure in his lower abdomen and multiple nighttime bathroom trips. We didn't put him on a diet. We just made small shifts. He started walking 15 minutes after dinner, reduced sugar, and added a bit more protein and greens to his meals. In 4 weeks, he lost 6 pounds and said, "I feel